What's going on, Mohicans? It's your boy Rob Apocalypse. This is the #1 culture pod. And today's topic, we're talking about emasculinity and how do we deal with it in today's society, right? First thing we have to do is define what emasculinity is, okay? To deprive a man of his manhood, deprive a man of his vigorous tradition, deprive a man of his manhood physically, mentally, and emotionally, okay? How is that done? We're going to talk about Hollywood for right now, right? Hollywood images, okay? When we talk about Hollywood images, let's talk about Julia White and Myrtle Urkel, okay? Let's talk about Martin Lawrence and Shanae, all right? Let's talk about Jamie Foxx as Wanda, okay? Old school, all right? New school. Let's talk about Tyler Perry, all right? Medea, okay? All right. And those are just movies and shows on media, right? Now, when you talk about entertainment news, let's talk about stuff. Let's talk about all the celebrities that dressed up in women's outfits to pictures and all this stuff, right? Now, that's just the image that Hollywood put out, right? For the mass media to eat up. Okay. Now we go. Now, if we want to get a real visual image about a man that's been emasculated, let's talk about Will Smith. Okay. Let's talk about how back then he had these cool roles, right? As a movie actor, right? Now, don't get me wrong, the man is a good actor. Okay. Brilliant, all right, if I may say. But the image that's been put on him from Hollywood emasculated him. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. All right. We already had I think it was 600 Degrees of Separation, that movie where he played a feminine role, right, as a gay man. Okay. That was already the process of him being emasculated. Then Jada comes along. First of all, let's talk about Jada for a minute with her roles as a strong woman. All right, we know that set it off, menace to society. It was a lot of roles that she played as a strong masculine woman, right? And then, like I said, Will Smith comes along. Okay, now they have kids, right? And we all know how that turned out. Okay. All right. So when you have a woman like Jada, right, that has that image put on her from the get-go, and then you have a guy like Will Smith that played that has been feminine beforehand, and then they get together, and then you see how their kids turned out. All right, you got your son acting like a woman and your daughter acting like a man. Full-fledged, right? Full-fledged. I'm talking about you got your boy Jaden dressing up in women's clothing and coming off with this passive attitude that you can just about walk all over him and all this stuff. Things like that. And then you have a situation where Jada has a friend that has sex with Jada's mom. Come on, man. Jada. And you talk about it like it's okay. So not only you emasculate your kids, right? Then you have a situation where Will Smith damn near sacrifices his career for her by going up in the Oscars and slapping Chris Rock. Come on, man. One of the greats. Anyway, that's a sign of a man that's been emasculated. Okay? Not just by the media, but by his wife/handler. And I say that proudly because that's exactly what's going on. Okay. So now when you talk about emasculation in today's society, we we talk about men that's emasculated, that's been emasculated by women, or that's just been emasculated, period. It could be from his jobs working or just from his family, emasculating. Basically, that's just how you want to say, it's just putting down a man, period. That's what emasculation is. I mean, you putting down a man and emasculating him of who he is. You you got a man. When you have a man that can't decide for himself, when you have a man that puts the blame on a woman, when you have a man that puts the blame on anything else but himself, you have a man with low self-esteem, can't think for himself, can't do for himself, don't have the ambition, to thrive, to meet his goals, that's has a passive attitude and and then just have no problem being walked upon on. That's emasculating. Okay. That's what that is. And dealing with it in today's society, right? It's like the roles is being reversed. Okay. You have a lot of women nowadays that's taking the role of a masculine man. And that's just not, to me, in my personal opinion, that's just not it. I don't feel comfortable with that. I mean, a woman could be masculine to a certain degree. I would say, as far as being sturdy, because you have to show some femininity about yourself as a woman. You can't just be straight masculine as a man. You can't just take on a whole of a man's role and think that you're gonna get treated like a woman. You feel me? Don't think you go get treated like a woman by acting like a man. Steve fucked it up for us. Think like a woman, act like a man? Bruh, really? And that's another example of emasculating. That whole book is emasculating. Okay? The reason why I say that, I mean, I haven't read it, but I heard about it. And I have to say that is the title itself is emasculating. Because how do you expect to get treated like a woman, like a queen? And then you just have this ambiguous masculine attitude towards a man, right? I'll go as far as even saying Hill Harper. Look him up. If you don't know who he is, look him up. All right. He's a great actor. He's a good actor. But even he wrote a feminine book. Emasculate men. Okay? So like I said, it's like the roles been reversed. Now you have two types of men. You have the masculine, you have the emasculine, okay? You have the masculine men that's upset about all this, right? And just can't take it. All right. You have the masculine man that just like, all right, look, I just rather go with the softer women. And there's not that many left. You damn near have to make it where it's like that. Because like I said, the roles has been reversed, and it's to a point where as soon as you walk out the door, that's what you see nowadays, right? You see strong women. And that's all you see. Okay? And I'm just speaking from a point of view for the topic. All right. I'm not saying that every woman on this earth is masculine to a point where they just emasculate every man that they see. I'm just saying that the image has been out there to where so many people ate it up. Is just that's what you get nowadays when you dealing with a woman, because nowadays the instinct is to show a strong suit, to show that you're not weak, right? And that's what us men do also. You know, a lot of women has either been threatened or they was just born into a household that taught them to be, you know, strong to a point where can't no man, or don't no man want to deal with it. You understand? So, and I'm gonna also do a part 2 to this about how a masculine woman can be treated, can be dealt with, you know. And I will go so far as putting a little bit out there by saying that, you know, if you're dealing with a masculine woman, right? And if she's willing to adjust, you know, then we can go so far as having her, you know, bring it down a notch to where she's just sturdy, you know. You can be sturdy in a relationship. And how is that being done? By projecting that masculinity to the world and not to your husband, you know, or your soulmate, or even your kids, you know. So dealing with that, you know, it's crazy how mass media, you know, paints the picture of an emasculating person, and then they put it on these celebrities for excuses. I would say excusable character, right? So you place this image on all these celebrities and you give them the script to excuse themselves of dressing up like a woman or even acting like a woman, right? It's crazy. That makes me uncomfortable. So, you know, and let me go so far as closing out by asking these questions for you guys, and you know, I'll address them in the next episode. Okay. What is emasculinity and how does it affect the world through you? Okay. How do you feel about an emasculine man? What is an emasculine man to you? Right? What is a masculine person to you? Okay. How do you fare with them? And if you have friends or family that's been emasculated or that you know that's emasculate, how do you treat them? How do you treat them? How do you talk to them? And how does it affect you as a person? You know, these are questions that I would like to see in the comments. I mean, these is answers that I would like to see in the comments. Excuse me. You know, and I'm gonna close out by saying, dealing with Hollywood and mass media, I feel that this image is an eradication to the male. Okay? It's an eradication to the male because I feel that it's destroying the male image, period. So when you have these celebrities coming up with all these different excuses of why they showing their emasculine, their feminine side, effeminine and effeminine. That's not it. I'm not comfortable with the excuses. I'm not comfortable with you showing that image of yourself on national television, because you're emasculating yourself, you're emasculating society, right? And you're destroying the male image, period. And then it's trying to be brought upon on the female, all right? And that's just uncomfortable. That's uncomfortable to a person like me. I'm Rawpocalypse. This is Rawthentic Culturepod, the #1 culture pod. We hold no filter here. So like, share, and subscribe. Give me your feedback. Tell me what you think. Constructive criticism is welcome. Okay. Don't hold back on your comments. I would like to hear from you. Tell me what you think about this, please. Rawpocalypse, and I'm out.